There are times when you see a picture and you may or may not start throwing money at your screen because the idea is just so bloody awesome that you believe chucking cash could get it to come true. But alas, it does not work. Yet, anyway. Just because it doesn't work, it won't stop you from hoping this would become a reality. So in this list, I'll be showcasing pictures that I would personally throw in my bank account if it would help it be created. So without further ado, let's begin the top 10 funded Touhou pictures. Number 10. When you're smoking, 99.99% of the time, you'll probably light the cigarette with a lighter. Now I don't smoke, but I know how valuable those lighters can be, especially after a long day from work and you need something to relax yourself. You'd be surprised how frequent it was that people kept losing their lighters when they lent it to other people. Although I'm not a smoker, it doesn't mean it wouldn't be handy to keep a lighter on ya. You never know when that fire will come in handy. Now, as cool as this lighter looks, I feel like it would be better than your average lighter. I mean, wouldn't you want to keep an immortal lighter with you on all times? Would certainly save you a lot of money. Just don't let others borrow it and you're good to go. Number 9. Now, being a superhero can be tough. You gotta deal with villains, save people on a 24-hour basis, and have some crazy ass tragic backstory which you would hate to have. Now imagine trying to do all that shit while having an admirer or random person coming in trying to do your job. Not very pleasant, or at the very least confusing as hell. Batman! Meet Lollybat. Not the ally he was expecting, was it? And I love how Alfred and Sakia are just chilling in the background enjoying the meeting of the two bats. I wonder how these two would do if they were to work together. Now the question would be, who would ally with the infamous Joker? Number 8. One of the most commonly known strategy game of all time would have to be chess. It's believed to have originated in India at around 280 to 550 CE. Yeah, it's pretty damn old. Almost as old as some certain characters. I'm not gonna say shit other than that as I value my life. With modern chess, there are 6 types of pieces. Pawn, rook, bishop, knight, queen, and the king. Each with their own rules and purpose. Now what if we brought it into Gensokyo? I do like the rules for each pieces. Kokuma as the pawn, Sakuya as the knight, Patchouli as the bishop, Mei Ling as the rook, Flandre as the queen, and obviously Romelia as the king. Now I'm not for sure what would be more interesting, having that sick ass chessboard or taking on Romelia in a chess game. It would be fun to see what strategies this 500-year-old vampire would have under her sleeve. Or she could just cheat with her manipulation of fate. There's always that. Number 7. Sometimes when you need to go on an adventure, it can take you to places where you wouldn't have thought in the first place, like traveling to different countries. I can imagine going to a place you've never set foot on would be both an exhilarating and scary feeling. Now imagine if your adventure was much further than just another country. How about different galaxies? Alright, Yomu wielding lightsabers. I can definitely see that. Kisame as R2-D2 though, that's bloody cool, and from the look of Yomu's face, this was not part of the plan. The only question is how far will Hakuyo Goro be from her location? Also, there's a pretty funny nickname in the comments, Obi-Mion Kenobi. Number 6. There will come in a time in life when you and your friends or family will not agree with something. That's totally understandable. The only thing that's really bad is if the issue is really important and neither of you guys are willing to compromise or talk it through. It could lead into heavy arguments or even fighting. It can get worse when you start bringing others into the issue as well. It's not going to end well for others, I can assure you that. Let me show you how this situation could escalate if it got out of hand. Well, a civil war is certainly not something you ever want. And considering how big and important Reimu and Marissa are, I can imagine the battle between these two and whoever were to join their sides would be in the catastrophic level. And luckily, we have a nice video from Harpoon Neat of what it would look like if Iron Marissa were to fight Captain Reimu. Number 5. Now this item I would recommend due to its sheer versatility. Let me show ya. Now introducing the Saga Neon Tote Bag. If you're a parent who needs to go shopping, it's the perfect item to help you carry your newly bought product. Speaking of being a parent, your kids will probably be going to school once they reach the age. Why not show your love by buying this bag and using it as a backpack? For those who love their leisure time, you can take the Saga Neon Tote Bag with you and use it as your shade. Pretend I wasn't confused there. And if you order a Saga Neon Tote Bag, I'll throw in a special storage rack Yoshika-chan, free of charge. Just pay shipping and handling. So what are you waiting for? Order the Saga Neon Tote Bag right now. Because we both know you don't have anything else better to do, so order now. Number 4. In a zombie apocalypse, if you're not prepared, well stocked and all that, chances are you're joining the undead. And that's never a fun thing. The best chances of surviving it would be to join a crew, as more people means more bodies backing you up, usually. When they're not trying to backstab you, that is. Anyway, like I said, better to be in a group than alone during these times. Let me show you a team that's been surviving for a bit. This time, the infection seems to be originating from the moon. That's different, that's for sure. Kaguya as Nick, Raisin as Rochelle, Tay as Alice, and Aaron as Coach. Certainly a unique team in the apocalypse. With their powers, I'm sure they can handle it. Probably. If not, I'd rather not deal with 2 immortal zombies. Number 3. Now, Gensokyo is a place of fantasy where things that have been forgotten wound up here. In a world like this, there are bound to be tons of mysteries and myths that we've heard of and might not ever get an answer for. That was, until this duo came along. True Busters. When your entire land is based around myths, you might have to change your title there. With Marissa Savage and Nidori Hyman, they will tackle on any myths, urban legends, and any wacky stories in order to truly figure out if there are indeed any truths in them. Yeah, the intro sounded much better in my head than in practice. And if they need backup, I know of a certain Pikachu that can come in and assist them. Number 2. When you're in a secret mission and you have to battle against loads of enemies, what would be the best approach? Stealthily taking out your foes one by one in order to keep the element of surprise? Fuck that shit! Real badass go blazing and charging, guns ho, firing at every bloody asshole they see with no disregard for safety and human lives. Now that's the manly way. Let me show you 2 people who would agree with me on this. Touhou Komankyo, created by Nidori. Damn Nidori, you do good work, that's for sure. Sakuya and Mei Ling taking on an entire terrorist organizations on their own. Now that's pretty badass. Fuck, you don't even need guns. Just let Sakuya throw the knives and Mei Ling punch and kick those bloody assholes. A pretty damn good combination if I'd say so. Number 1. When you have a family, there are many things you will do for them because you love them, like cooking and cleaning for them, or protecting them from assholes by beating those same assholes. You do it because you want to make them happy. But what happens when you lose a family member? It could be devastating and something that can affect you for the rest of your life. Now what if you tried to bring them back to life, even though you weren't supposed to? Well, these 2 learnt it the hard way. I'll get your original body back. Yes, when that time comes, we'll get back Big Sister's body as well. Pretty endearing, but for those who don't know, this is a parody of Full Metal Alchemist. Alice is Edward Elric and Shanghai is Alphonse Elric, which really works well if you read or watched the series. I can imagine the dynamic interaction between Alice and Shanghai would just be as entertaining as Ed and Al was. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Which pictures would you have loved to fund? Would you love to see Romelia assist Batman in Arkham? Would you love to see Yomu and Kisame on an adventure on a far, far away galaxy? Or would you love to see an adventure with Alice and Shanghai Elric as they try to restore their bodies back? Like always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe, or else the moon will turn me into a zombie, as weird as that may sound. Either way, this is Magi and thanks again for watching.